Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Michelle. And today we're going to be talking about the library, specifically things that we think would be useful for graduate students to know about the library. We have picked 30 things. The first thing is us. It's us. Kat on top, me on the bottom there. We're extremely helpful librarians. I think Kat's more helpful.
I think Michelle's more helpful. The second thing we think you should know about is the Orbach Library. It is your library. It's the science library. It has science and engineering and all-around awesomeness. An amazingly beautiful atrium, and might be opening very soon.
Yes, watch this space. So usually the library's open really late, like till midnight or so on most nights, and during finals, 24 hours. It's also open really, really early. Unfortunately, in the fall, we're not going to be open till midnight. Probably, at least in the beginning, it'll only be until about 8 p.m. because we need to hire students to be in the library to keep it open that late.
Always bring your R card to the library. It is absolutely useful in the library. It allows you to check out books. The bare books on it allow you to copy and print things. Our supply machines only take bare bucks through your R card, and the various vending machines for food and snacks.
And the really bad coffee.
And the really bad coffee.
Yeah. You need it for the really bad coffee. So in the library, there are different study zones. The first floor is loud and energetic and exciting, and the third floor is pretty quiet, like study together, kind of quiet. But the second floor is silent. Like no potato chips, silent. Like we have like silence monitors that wander around the library, making sure. And the students themselves become silence monitors. So if you're talking on the second floor, you're going to be shushed. And I've been shushed.
I've been shushed.
Yeah, so to avoid a shushing, if you want to make noise, study on the first floor or the third floor.
Or you can study in our Bookable Study rooms. They have big screen monitors, whiteboards, and most of them have lovely views. For the whiteboards, because not everyone has whiteboard markers.
Shocking.
Right? You can check out whiteboard markers at our circulation with your R card.
So make some friends and reserve a study room today. The link is in the popular box. And if you don't have a study room and you want to work together, you might wander past one of these collaboration stations. And these are awesome. Everybody plugs in their laptops, and then whoever wants to show what's on their laptop at any given moment just presses the button in front of them, and it shows what they're seeing on their laptop.
And if you don't have a laptop with you, maybe you forgot it at home.
Or it was really heavy, and you just didn't feel like carrying it today.
We do have campus laptop checkout stations in the library.
And whether you're at home or not on home, the first place to start when you actually want to do research is at library.ucr.edu. And on the library website, we have a big search box, which is very big and very searchy. And we have a popular box, which has links to databases, etc. And also we have a box for workshops and for news. And we can get to the LibGuides from this page, and the hours might be on this page.
They're not on there right now, but the hours should be on the page soon.
One thing you can find on our library homepage is UC Library Search, and you can also just search Library Search with the big search box, but it's better to come to the catalog and be in the catalog. So in UC Library Search, you can find our stuff, and stuff from other UC campuses, and even more stuff from all over the place. And you can limit to online, or Orbach, or films, or whatever you want to. And that's probably enough detail for now, but we definitely want you to know that there are perfectly adequate ways to use UC Library Search, and then there are awesome ways to use UC Library Search, and we think you should aim for awesome. So one of the things you can find in that catalog is books and eBooks. I know, shocking, right? Books in the catalog, but we have a lot of books.
We have books in the library.
Lots of them, print ones in the library, but honestly, all the new ones are mostly online. And we have them from O'Reilly. We have the complete O'Reilly higher education package. We have books from CRC, Springer, IEEE. Many of these books are fully downloadable. Not really the O'Reilly ones so much, but many of them are, and you find them in UC Library Search.
Another thing you find in UC Library Search are media. So many of them are streaming online. So these are movies, there are DVDs and video games that are physically in the Rivera Library. There also in the Rivera Library is a media viewing rooms and also game rooms.
I want that in the science library. I want gaming rooms in the science library.
I agree. I think that would be great.
We need to make that happen.
Yeah.
In order to find stuff in the physical library, you would use call numbers, and you might be surprised that we would put call numbers in our top 30, but without call numbers, the books would be arranged randomly in the library and no one would ever find what they were looking for. Our books are arranged in Library of Congress call number order, and of course you already have that memorized. Of course, I'm sure everyone aren't. No, I'm just kidding. So what you might do is in the catalog, you see the call number, you just click on the magical map it button and it will take you, like it won't convey you, like it's not like a car or anything, but it will tell you where that book is on the shelf.
Now, we've already mentioned eBooks and also streaming media, right? And you might wonder, how do you access that? Well, if you're in the library or on campus, you can access that as long as you're on our Wi-Fi, right? But if you're off of the campus, you need to set up your computer for remote access by setting up Global Protect VPN. And really, you should set this up before you need it. Like you should set it up. You can pause this video right now and set it up, because you're going to want to use your VPN. From the library homepage, actually from any library page, you will click on Connect from Home. It's at the top of the library homepage.
Another thing that you'll want to have your VPN on for is databases for searching articles. Here's a little secret. You're going to read a lot of articles. A lot of articles as a grad student, and you're going to use databases to find these. Look for databases in the popular box and then search for your discipline, pick your favorites, bookmark them. When you're in a database, you search by topic or author or whatever, and then you click, when you get your results, click on Get It at UC to get your article.
And once you're in your database, you go ahead and set up an account for your favorite databases, because with that account, what you'll be able to do is set up alerts. You're going to want to set up these alerts. It might be for your dissertation topic. It might be because your PI has said that they want you to read every single new thing about some subject, right? And the easiest way to do that is just to tell that database, send me everything on the subject to my email, instead of you having to go back on a weekly or monthly basis to redo your search.
Another thing you're going to need is citation management. So you're going to have all these articles that you've read, that you've downloaded, and you need to keep track of them. So you'll put them into one of these citation management programs. You might want to figure out what they're using in your lab, and that would be a good way to start. And then take a workshop, because you want to be good at this. This is another thing you want to be awesome at. And then when you're writing your paper, the bibliographies will be instant, and it will just make your bibliography. It's awesome. So we don't have everything, but we can get nearly anything. And it's free 99.99% of the time. I made up that statistic, but it's probably not terribly inaccurate. And you'll get your item that you're looking for in 3 to 5 days, maybe even less. For books, just click on Check Availability in the UC search, and for articles, click on Get It at UC.
One thing you cannot order through ILL is course textbooks. These you get from reserves. You need a call number and your R card. You can check them out from anywhere from 2 hours to sometimes 24 hours. I've seen one that had a 48-hour reserve that the professor actually wanted. And I say that the professor wanted because these are professor specified for a class. So if there is no reserve textbook for your class, you should talk to your professor.
So if you've got a book or a reserve book and you don't want to take it out of the library, or you don't feel like bringing it back in 2 hours, what you can do is you can use one of our scanners to scan out the chapters that you need. There are 2 book scanners in Orbach right now. and you can very easily, very quickly scan chapters. It's free. We recommend using the USB rather than any of the cloud options, just because you're more certain that you have what you have when you're done. And then there's another flatbed scanner over by the printers.
Speaking of printers, we have WEPA printing stations in the library, and you get 100 pages.
100 free pages.
100 free pages.
Yes, after that it just costs 7 cents per page, yes.
Yes. Another service that we have in the library that not a lot of people know about is our poster printing. It is as low as $20 per poster. We also have map printing, which is only $5 for our maps.
Which would make a great wall decoration, I think, for all of you, a map.
I agree.
Speaking of maps, the first floor of the Orbach Library has our California map collection, and it's got atlases and maps and GIS computers and globes. So many globes. Look at those globes. And there are other maps all over the place. So the most important geospatial resource is actually Janet, our GIS librarian.
In the Orbach Science Library, we have the Creator Lab, and we have things like Arduinos and Raspberry Pis. There's a textiles station. We have virtual reality, 3D printing, maker boxes, all sorts of wonderful things that you can use to create in the library.
Including 3D printing. One of the most popular services we have is our 3D printing service. We could probably have combined this slide with our Creator Lab slide, but it is so popular and so important. And also, we would have had 29 things, which would have been really weird. So definitely, you should come into the library, ask about 3D printing, find out how it can benefit you, your studies, your research, and your life.
Another important place in the library for graduate students is not in Orbach, but actually in Rivera, and they are the Graduate Carrels. The cubicles in Rivera are first come, first serve, but when you're ABD, that is all but dissertation, you're able to reserve Carrels and Moby lockers so you can concentrate on your writing. One great way to learn more is to sign up for workshops in the library. So as an example, if you wanted to learn more about taking care of your data and also data visualization, we will have a small series this fall quarter. There's going to be Intro to GIS, there's Open Access Week. Currently they are remote for fall. We are aiming to have in-person workshops as soon as we are able to safely do so.
Another way to find out more is to use our LibGuides. So LibGuides can be found on our homepage by clicking on the Research Guides link in the popular box. You can also just search in the big search box, and results might come up in the LibGuides box. And these are also available on many topics, most disciplines and specific classes, so check them out. It's really informative.
And of course, another thing you should know about are the librarians. It is the best way for you to get more information is to talk to one of us.
And another way to get some help and to get in touch with a librarian is to click on the Ask Us button at the top of the library website, and you can use chat, which is open, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Really, it's like Denny's. It's open all the time. Plus, phone, email, text, or you might just run into one of us at the Coffee Bean and be like, "Hey, Kat, can you help me with my data?"
Yeah, and I will gladly talk to you about data over coffee.
And if that chance meeting doesn't occur, you can schedule a consultation with an awesome librarian.
A lot is changing in the library and in the world, so you should totally stay tuned into what we are doing. There are several ways of doing that. You can follow us on one of our many social media platforms. That E at the end of this slide, by the way, that's Eventbrite. So you can follow us on Eventbrite and get notifications of our upcoming workshops.
I think that musical note is TikTok. Like, we have to have library dances.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
make a library dance for us and like tag our library. I think that would be great.
Totally awesome. So that's it, right?
Yeah, that's
I think
it.
that's the 30th slide. So that's all we have to talk about today for grad students, you probably can get started with that information. But if you need anything more, obviously we've given you lots of ways to get in touch with us. So lovely virtually meeting you, and take care.
Yes, thanks.